Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to this week's episode of It's Not Too Late. Learning how to process your feelings and emotions. Where all week, y'all, we're going to be talking about ways to process your feelings and emotions while making some determining factors. I'm your favorite host, the Shadrika J. And today we're diving into some more important topics that I know many of us are struggling with or have struggled with. And that's contentment versus settling. Now, we have to ask ourselves, are we truly content with our circumstances, or are we just settling for less than what we deserve? Let's talk about it, guys. So before we dive in, I want you to take a moment. Think about your life, whether it's your job, whether it's your relationship, or even if it's just your personal growth. Have you ever felt like you've been in a place to where you were stuck, convincing yourself that you're simply content, but you know deep down and have been wondering if you are just settling? I know I have, and I've talked to other people, family, friends, coaches, other mentors, all that, students, and they all have. We all have. And so I know some of you are. Let's start by defining both contentment and settling. Now, contentment is when you're at peace with where you are. It doesn't mean you don't have goals or aspirations. It just means that you're grateful for your present, even while working towards a better future. Philippians chapter 4 verse 11 says, I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. Contentment is powerful. It's that quiet confidence that knowing, even though you might not have everything you want, you trust God and you trust that you are on the right path. But now settling, on the other hand, that's different. Settling happens when you stop pushing yourself towards the things that you truly desire. Either it's because of fear, either because doubts, either because of fatigue or the enemy or family or friends, or because you don't believe you just deserve more. When we settle, we often accept less than what we deserve and convince ourselves that it's good enough. But we know deep down, we know if something isn't right. So let's break it down with a real life example. I want you all to take a moment. Think of relationships. Have you ever stayed in a relationship knowing doggone well it wasn't the best for you, but said, at least I'm not alone? I've heard all people say, a piece of man is better than no man. And that's settling. You're trading your true desires for temporary comfort. On the flip side, contentment in a relationship is knowing that while no relationship is perfect, it still aligns with your core values and it supports your growth. Now, the same goes for business. Maybe you're working a job you don't love, but it pays the bills, so you settle, right? You tell yourself, I should just be happy that I have a job and I can pay my bills and provide for my family. But if your heart isn't in it and it doesn't bring you joy, is that contentment or are you settling? And I ask my staff this as well. Like, if your heart isn't in it, you won't be happy, baby. Now, here's where it gets tricky. How do we know the difference between being content and settling? And oftentimes I have to break this down to my staff as well as mentees. Our key indicators is peace. Contentment brings sense of peace, even in challenging times. Settling, on the other hand, often brings frustration. It can bring disappointment or a nagging feeling that you're meant for more. Here's the thing. Contentment doesn't mean we're stopping, it's stopping our growth or we're stopped growing. It just means we acknowledge where we are while striving for more without getting stuck in comparison or dissatisfaction. Now, here are 3 questions to help you figure out if you are content or if you're just settling. Now, I want you to, just consider these questions. Ask yourself, do you feel a sense of peace where you are currently? If you constantly are stressed, anxious, or frustrated, you might have been settling rather than content. Contentment feels calm even when things aren't perfect. Now, also ask yourself, are you still dreaming? Am I still dreaming? right? Ask yourself that question. Contentment doesn't mean the end of ambition. You should still have dreams, goals, and plans. If you stop dreaming or you think there's no point in trying for more or this and that, you could be settling. Also, ask yourself, are you compromising your core values? Am I compromising my core values? Settling often involves giving up on things that truly matter to you just to avoid discomfort, confrontation, or change. Contentment, on the other hand, means that you are aligned with your values, even when sacrifices are involved. Now, don't get me wrong. There's things, and also there's nothing wrong with choosing to stay in a situation temporarily while you are working on your next step. That's where contentment really shines. Maybe you're working at a job right now that isn't your dream job, but you know it's a stepping stone towards something greater. In this case, and also in that case, you can find contentment by just focusing on the growth and opportunities that this season is going to bring you, right? While keeping your eyes on the horizon for what's next. Always, 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 I encourage. Now, let's bring it back to the scripture for a moment. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 tells us godliness with contentment is great gain. When we learn to be content, we unlock a new level of peace and fulfillment. We stop striving out of desperation and we start trusting the process. But don't confuse this with settling for less than what God has called you to. Now, there's a difference between being content with your journey and giving up on your destiny. Know that. Make note of that, okay? So, you deserve, understand this. You deserve more than mediocrity. You deserve a life that aligns with your vision, your purpose, and your highest potential. Settling won't get you there. Contentment will. Contentment fuels your journey. Settling stops it in its track. So, how do you move from settling to contentment? First, you want to make sure that you acknowledge where you've been settling. Be honest with yourself and then shift your mindset. Start expressing gratitude for where you are, even if it's not where you want to be forever. Be a good steward is what the word says. Gratitude transforms your heart, open the door to more, and keeps you on striving, right? Finally, take action. Contentment doesn't mean complacent. It means to continue to move forward, knowing that better is on its way. Keep moving. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of It's Not Too Late. You remember that you're not called to settle. You're called to thrive. Embrace contentment in your journey, but never stop pursuing the vision that's been placed in your heart. Stay tuned for more episodes. And as always, if you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to reach out on social media or email me at theshadrikaj@gmail.com. Until next time, y'all, stay true to your vision and live boldly. You got this. We got this. We ain't gonna be we ain't gonna be content with where we are. We ain't gonna stop dreaming. We ain't gonna be settling. We gonna strive for, what it is that God has called us to do, what it is in our heart to do that is aligned with, God's will and our purpose. And again, I just thank you for tuning in, for watching this video so that I can help you all make some determining factors and process some feelings and emotions that you are experiencing between dealing with contentment versus settling. Again, I'm here all week before you all, coming with this word, y'all, helping you all to process your feelings and emotions. Take a moment to just share this video with someone else, whether it's a friend, family, a colleague, or a teammate, or even your boss that can, just share this video with other staff members as well. Just giving a little breakdown of contentment versus settling, as well as a little scripture to go back and just meditate on and study on as well. Again, I am your favorite I'm not co-host. I'm the I'm on the only host here. So I'm your favorite host, the Shadrika J. Thank you again for tuning in. And until tomorrow, I'll be before you again. Have a good evening. And remember, don't be content. And if you're content in just this moment, keep dreaming, keep striving, keep writing, keep the vision going, keep that tunnel vision, focus, listen to God, study, pray, ask for help, and keep on striving, y'all, so that you can thrive. I am the Shadrika J.